Okay, well, happy Thorsday. This is a morning coffee rant with Dan. It's been a while since I did one of these. I've been doing more, just little quick, like less than 1 minute videos, shorts, just to throw up there. They're getting a lot of views actually because people don't have attention span, so they'll listen to something for more than a minute, which is cool. Um, I want to talk about the obvious, like psyops that are going on, and this is going to be a quick one. I probably could have done this really fast, but think about this. As long as people have contradictions within their own belief systems that they will not reconcile, it's much easier for them to point the finger, kind of let those contradictions stay in cognizant dissonance land, and you know they're at war with themselves over these contradictions that they don't want to face, which takes looking in the mirror and doing that, and admitting you've been fooled or bamboozled and are wrong. That's something people just don't seem to be able to do. They would rather point the finger at others instead of, you know, looking in a mirror, pointing all their fingers at themselves. Both sides do this. They get everyone confused within these contradictions, and this is how they're creating, the civil war that's going to probably be coming. No one's going to know who's on whose side. No one's thinking for themselves. Everybody's in this reactionary fear state. And I'm speaking to the choir. Everyone knows this, or what I'm seeing is just a lot of, yeah, we know our party's fucked up, but it's not as fucked up as the other ones, and we have to win this. Go team. Um, and they think that the whole world is doing all this crazy shit just because of an American election, like it did 4 years ago. Folks, 4 years ago, the one world government that we do have, is just not official yet, worked in tandem to lock us all down over the cooties, as Peggy Hall likes to call it, the cooties. I love her satire. I watch her stuff a lot because it speaks to the average person, I think, really well, um, without getting into the occult and getting into the natural laws that govern this universe. The laws that say what you put out is what you get back. So if you put out coercion and threats of violence and initiating harm and theft, which is what we put out and allow to be put out, that's what we're getting back. It's amazing to me to watch people's cognizant dissonance over anything. If you mess up and do something wrong, own it. Just own it. Don't desperately grasp at this or grasp at that to try to find some ancillary topic to be the victim about, to be uh, right about or correct about. And they're the ones who are incorrect for their reaction or this or that. And this is the victim mentality's dysfunctional cycle that I see in our society. And yes, it's largely on the left, but I see it on the right as well. Like both parties, both wings are attached to the same ravenous bird of prey. It's not just a fucking meme, it's actually real. The lesser of two evils is still evil. Withdrawing our consent to be governed by these fucks by not voting is the first step. They're picking who they want anyway. We got lots of major stuff coming. They want to institute a one world government. They cannot do that with a divided America. If America is not divided, it just won't happen. So they have to divide us. They're doing a really masterful job at it, folks. You have to reconcile, and I've had to do this, the shadow work. You have to reconcile your own contradictions first. If you have contradictions within any of your belief systems, that have not been reconciled, you're going to be at not even know what you're at war with. You're just going to be pointing the finger at what other people are doing wrong instead of what you are doing right. I hate to sound like some kind of preacher or some shit. I don't want to seem like I'm like just droning on and lecturing or something, man. But we got to pull it together as a nation. And the stuff that I see, come on, folks, you voters have to stop pointing out contradictions of the other side, which you're actually correct about, but they're correct about the contradictions you have as well. So the first step is know thyself. Okay, as my friends from Levolution will say, know thyself, love thyself, and that's the only way you can love others. And part of that is being honest with yourself and weeding out your own contradicting uh, beliefs. Okay, it's and understanding, like, I mean, do some research. I've put books up before. I mean, look at mass engineering or engineering mass engineering human consciousness by Jim Keith, who was suicided. Read Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. Read Slave Species of the Gods, okay, by Michael Tillinger. And this is just a small list of quick reading you can do. You can find videos on these guys, on their work. Listen to it. Start thinking critically and not just what you're told to think on the news. Although the news you should watch, because what they're saying is right. This is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is coming, that is coming. Oh, it is. It's predictive programming. They're letting you know. You know, instead of wondering, why are they always right? Oh my God, they warned us. Instead of like, wow, they warned us about that. Why not wonder, how are they warning us about these future events? Because they're being told to, because they know that they're going to make these future events happen. For you non-conspiracy analysts, some strange times are coming. They're coming for all of us. If you're going to call me a conspiracy theorist, I'm going to call you a coincidental theorist. There's no such thing as coincidences. Very rarely, man. Okay. That said, I just want to say, fuck both sides. I'm not voting. I wouldn't vote if I was you. Don't initiate harm, but don't take your ability to defend yourself off the table. And, pray for peace, but work on yourself. Work on your own contradictions, I guess is what I would say. I've had to work on mine. And it's a garden you have to go back and weed from time to time. But once you do it, you can look at this nonsense and you can start to see things clearly. It is theater. That's why they call it political theater. It's theater. The whole thing. From a non-voter's point of view, I look at what the left does to infuriate the right, and it's an exaggeration to over infuriate the right. I look at what the right does, and it's an over exaggeration to infuriate the left. I'm not going to get into all these little specifics and all these little side quests. Okay. The main topic of what's going on is our society has grown truly, truly immoral, and we are going to be even further enslaved because of this. And someone might say, well, who the hell are you to talk about what is moral and what's not moral? I don't initiate harm to others and I don't steal. On the other hand, that's what all governments and oligarchies, hierarchical oligarchies, and monarchies have done throughout all of human history when they think they have a right to rule over us. No human being has a right to rule another. I don't get what else I have to tell you. Okay? Politics is a religion. Religions are bad. They're bad. Okay? Religion means to tie, retie, to bind, thwart from forward progress, right? Religion, the etymological sense of the word religion is to tie you back, is to keep you from finding out the truth. I've studied and researched to know that God is not some bearded desert dude in the sky who wanted blood sacrifices. That's not God. That's not the creator. That's not the Father in the Sea of Lights, or that's not the real God with a capital G. And they're trying to make this into a war in any way they can. They're trying to read my book, Rise from Darkness. Who are they? I get into this fairly in depth in that book. I normally don't plug my books. Go to Amazon, type in Rise from Darkness by Daniel Arnold, and get the book. I had it for free on my website, but I had to take the website down. I'm living in a much smaller place now because of certain circumstances, so I couldn't keep my server up. I'll get it back up eventually, but it's still for free out there. You can go to other places where it's for free. I think the End of Slavery Summit, the first one that Corey Anderlot did, Nature is the Answer. You know, type in End of Slavery Summit and look at all the different things that were presented for free information. If you have a chance to, if you're especially if you're a driver, if you have a chance to watch 8-hour natural law presentation, do it in like 2-hour bits if you can from Mark Passio. Just watch it. He's speaking the truth of what humanity's problem is, and others are speaking it as well, and it just doesn't seem to be getting through. I mean, they're creating like serious division here. I can tell you where I live right now. There's probably 500 to 600 residents in this kind of high-rise apartment place. Okay, of every color, ethnicity you can think of. I could start naming them off. I mean, literally, this is a United Nations of a building that I'm in, and I see everybody working together. I see everybody getting along. I don't see anybody fighting. I don't. It's. I mean, there's little things here and there, obviously, and I've only been here a month, but from what I see, people from all over the world live in this fucking place, and regular citizens just want to live their lives. There's nobody here fighting because of this or fighting because of that. No one cares about what ethnicity you are, what religion you are. Normal, regular people want to live our lives. It's the governments and power brokers of this world that want to keep us at war and fighting. Because if we were to all unite and look at them, their game's over. Okay, as David Icke says, all we got to do is stand up and say no. Their game's done. There's over 7 billion of us. I don't know. I just see all the stuff going on with the assassination attempt, and I look at all the stuff that happened on January 6th a few years ago, and they're both psyops. They're both psyops. With that said, there is another virus going around. People wearing masks. I would really, really, really suggest taking precautions for this one. Take precautions. Is my opinion on this one. Wash your hands a lot. Do what you can to protect yourself. And to me, the boy that cried wolf comes to mind. And you got to start. You got to zoom out a little bit and look at the bigger picture of what their goal is. Okay, their goal is to have an official one world government, right? A new world order of higher consciousness, right? A level one civilization on the Kadav scale. A Russian scientist who has these different level civilizations. The very first one is like a one world civilization where we're all just earthlings. Right now we're broken up into countries with these imaginary lines we can't cross because of jurisdictions and stuff, right? Well, a one world civilization in a new world order would be one that's derived through adhering to natural law by not initiating harm or not stealing. And that's a higher consciousness. Well, they want to do that inorganically. Okay. I have other theories. So I'm a conspiracy theorist. I can get into theories. I'm not going to get into theories. Maybe I'll do that. But I'm going to be talking later on someone else's show, and I'm going to break down some of the stuff I've seen in the assassination attempt. It's everyone's labeling it as a conspiracy. Well, it is just not the way you think it is. Um, Trust me. Anyway, I guess I'll just remain the one who's crazy, and You're not picking a side and voting, okay? Anyways, happy Thursday, man. Stay safe, protect yourself, protect each other. Peace out.